I'm Heather from here booktubes, and today is Can You Just Not? Like, can you just not? This is kind of just little tiny things that annoy me. That they annoy me. These are bookish things, so readers, book content creators of all platforms, these are things that annoy me in this community. So this video idea is from Bree at 11 Words. Your positive queen is an actual human and does have things that she does not like, and she suggested this video idea. It's all things that I dislike myself. And I am ready. Let's start off with a common thing that doesn't really bother me that much. It's just the audacity of you to do it in the first place annoys me. It's not that the actual interaction really bothers me, because I do not care, but the audacity is just like, you're rude and I don't like you. It's telling people how much you disliked a book that they are currently talking about how much they loved, or that they recommended to you, or whatever it is, in their space where they're talking about this book and how much they loved it. You're coming in and commenting how much you disliked it or all of the problems that you had with it. And I don't mean like, I liked it, the only thing that bothered me was this. Like, that's fine. That's just discussion, right? But if someone is talking about like their all-time favorite book or their favorite of the month or what have you, and you're like, I read it and I couldn't believe that anyone liked it. No one cares, Samantha. No one cares. Nobody asked. Nobody wants to hear your opinion. We did not say that we liked this book assuming that that was a universal thing, that all readers everywhere have enjoyed this book and that no one disagreed with our opinion. We don't care. In your own space, and or in the space of someone who also disliked the book, feel free to be like, yes, that's exactly how I felt about the book XYZ. I don't know why people are raving about this when he's a lunatic, a homicidal maniac, you know. Save that for people who agree with you, not because that creator thinks that no one does disagree with them, but because it's rude. It's rude. It's so aggravating. The idea, the presumption that someone who is talking about a book that they loved needed to hear your negative opinion. We don't care. Nobody cares. The people who agree with you, who are not rude, also don't care. They're like, why are you doing that here? This is not the space for it. Appropriate behavior. There's a time and a place for all things. And my comment section, or your comment section, where you're talking about how much you loved a book, is not the time and place. It's such a basic tenet of polite social behavior that I simply cannot fathom being someone who does that. Next might be a little bit more controversial, but using Kindle Unlimited or KU as a derogatory term or a definition of the quality of that book or the flavor of that book. I do understand what people are saying, but KU is not synonymous with trashy. KU is not synonymous with super tropey, maybe a little underdeveloped characters, maybe nothing too serious is touched upon. It's just a easy, good time where you don't have to think, and yeah, maybe it's not that good, but you like it. Kindle Unlimited is just delivery vehicle. It is literally nothing but a way to have people who have that subscription to try your book, to be more willing to try your book, even though they haven't read anything from you before, because your book is included in their subscription. So if they don't like it, it's no big deal. It's like saying, I don't like bookstore books, or I don't like library books. The quality of the book, the actual book itself, has not one thing to do with how you decide to purchase it. It doesn't make sense. It's so annoying. People really do use it as a derogatory term, and I dislike it deeply. Number one, acting like nothing of quality is in Kindle Unlimited, which is simply, factually, laughably untrue. Number two, acting like Kindle Unlimited books are the same. They're wildly different. You can have erotic romance, you can have YA fantasy. It's not a thing. You can have indie authors, you can have traditionally published authors. Some of the best books I have ever read have been Kindle Unlimited, indie published romances. Which you know that I'm a big fan of that in general, but the way that people say it is bothersome to me. It's the same thing as acting like all romances are trashy or anything that is enjoyed by women must not be as worthy. If you're reading bad books in Kindle Unlimited, that is a you problem. It doesn't have to be this way. Okay. Next is saying I don't have triggers. This annoys me. It's not like I'm commenting on people's videos being like, yes, you do have triggers. I'm not. If you say it all the time, congratulations. But I just think it's so bizarre because when people say I don't have triggers, they mean it's okay for me to read rape and child abuse and sexual abuse and animal abuse and, you know, they mean like the typical dark content where they're murdering people doesn't bother me, which, cool. Happy for you. But everyone has triggers. Everyone has things in their life that bother them or that was an experience that they had that they would not like to repeat for fun in their hobby, in their entertainment, right? For instance, I do not like reading about dementia. I do not like reading about Alzheimer's. I do not like seeing it in ads. I do not like seeing it anywhere. Why? Because I have had experiences that deeply affected me that have really made that a thing for me that I don't want to have to think about. I don't want to have to be exposed to it. I don't want to have to deal with it. I've already done that. I don't want to do it again. And quite frankly, I have a fear of doing it again. So when I am trying to escape my little life into a book, I don't want to enter that fear. For me, is dementia and Alzheimer's a thing that people often issue a content warning for? No, not necessarily, because it's not rape and it's not abuse. But it's something that I will actively avoid a book for if I know it's in it and will often DNF a book for. I do have a couple, you know, that I loved the book even though that was a content in it, but honestly, I would have never picked the book up if I had known. Same thing for any of the phobias or your family experiences or specific dynamics or, you know, your most embarrassing moment of all time. You might not necessarily want that in a book, even if some of the bigger, heavier things don't bother you. We all have trigger warnings. And jumping off of this is the thing that bothers me way, way more. Is saying this book has triggers. It's not for sensitive readers. If you're sensitive, maybe skip this one. It's not about being sensitive. It's not about being so calloused or so brave or so whatever that, oh, I can read it and it doesn't bother me. And I know it's just the language that's being used. I know it's just, you know, the general terms that people use a lot of times to say, hey, this is a dark book. If you're a sensitive reader, it might not be appropriate for you. But I deeply, deeply dislike it because I just disagree. I just disagree that saying I would like to know what specific things are in this book, the worst things that are going to happen in this book, and so I can decide whether I want to read that again in my entertainment. Some people love gory, horrific things in their entertainment. Cool. Some people don't. Cool. One is not better than the other. And it just bothers me to act like people are overreacting or are weak or are the problem when it comes to not wanting to read certain things. And I know a lot of people, that's not their intention when they're using that phrase, but I do feel like it can kind of be an attitude that people have that, oh, well, you're just sensitive. This isn't for you. Well, it's like, I like mafia, stolen from the wedding, shooting people. I like seeing people get what is due to them, but there are also some things I don't want to read, and I don't feel like I'm the problem here. Next is saying romances should never be long. I Hate this. Now, I am someone who often will not pick up a book because it's long. I'm someone who often loves books under 200 pages, right? So I am a short romance girl. I love short romance. However, I think that it's a little bit insulting to act like a romance can never be worthy of a certain page count. Are there so many romances that are too long? Yes, there are. Are there so many romances that are over 500 pages and I would have read 300 more pages? Yes, there are. Because it's not about the length of pages, it's about whether those pages are justified, whether those pages add to the story, whether they are used well, whether you keep me interested in all those pages. If I am interested in all those pages, if I never feel like we're lagging, if I never feel like maybe I should DNF, I'm only 60% into this book and I'm kind of bored. If I never feel that way, then I don't care how many pages it is. Give me more. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm having a good time. I don't want it to end. And some books are shorter and it's like, oh, I would have loved if it was longer, but it wouldn't have been good if it was longer because they told what they had to say. I really do just feel like it is a anti-romance thing, subconsciously or not, and not true for everybody all the time, not true for everybody with every book. Like I said, some of these books should be edited down. There were mistakes made, and the mistakes were these 80 pages, right? But the idea that no romance author, no romance book is ever worthy of being over 360 pages, oh, you annoy me. You annoy me with that take, because that is not true. That is acting like the only thing that you were going to get was some witty banter and some sex scenes, and you didn't want 500 pages of that, which I understand. But romances can deal with any and all of the topics the same way that everyone else can in every other genre, but also a long romance, a good long romance, will often have such deep character work, as well as an interesting plot and storyline and relationship development and familiar relationships and all of those things. But you care about the characters. If you are happily consuming 600 pages of a romance, you probably really care about those characters and they did a good job of developing them, at least to your taste. And it just annoys me when people are like, it's a contemporary romance, why is it over 300 pages? Because they did something there. It's just as annoying when people are like, a fantasy can't be short. A fantasy is the setting. It can be 20 pages and still be fantasy. Obviously, that's not what a lot of people are going for in fantasy, but there are so many wonderful fantasy romance novellas. If the author did what they were trying to do and they did it well, I'm happy with what they decided to do. And that's that. This is such a personal pet peeve, such a personal issue. And my dear friends, know that it does annoy me every time I see you doing it. And it's okay. It's your life. But I am bothered. And that is having the same book checked out from Kindle Unlimited for months and months and months. Never returning it, never deleting it, never opening it, not doing anything to it. It's just sitting in your checkouts for 3+ months. I itch. I feel bothered by that. That's not... I realize that, like, usage is personal, but that's not what it's for. That's not what it's meant to be. That's not how it works. Why are we doing it? If you have the same books checked out for months and months and months and are not reading them, you are overpaying for those books with your Kindle Unlimited subscription. Now, if you are reading 3+ books a month, you are saving money with your Kindle Unlimited subscription. Congratulations, good usage. But if you just have the same 4 books sitting there, you're paying so much money for nothing, And here's the thing that really I think disnorming, because let's say you are reading books, but you have these same 6 that are just sitting there. And again, I know like some people, ADHD, memory, object permanence, all of these things, some people are justified in their usage, right? Because they literally will not remember that it exists somewhere else. But do you not have like a Goodreads list or a Storygraph list or, some sort of TBR thing? You need to, this is just me personally. When things just stay in that one place, you just gloss over them. Your brain no longer even like recognizes them. Those books have lost their life. They are stale, they're sitting there, unloved, unappreciated, unwanted. You need to delete them. And then when you're in the mood again, add them. And you will be amazed at how much more likely you are to pick them up. And or you can't read all of the books that you ever think about adding to Kindle Unlimited, so maybe you don't read it. Maybe it goes away and you never see it again. The TBR is never ending. That's good TBR management. Sometimes you just gotta delete things and not worry about their existence anymore. Is your Kindle Unlimited, honestly, does it have anything to do with me? No, it has nothing to do with me. But just know, when I see that you've had those same books for 6 months, it does bother me. And I bite my tongue and I don't say anything to you because I am a decent human being. But no, I'm over here stressing. I don't know if this is an internalized misogyny, if it's being on like the asexual spectrum, if it is my deep desire to be acknowledged and appreciated by those I love and not wanting to be one screaming girl in the masses. But book boyfriends drives me to the brink. I hate it. I hate the term. I hate the ideation. I hate it. Hate's a strong word. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, here's the thing. Number 1, I like my bookish characters for each other. You are destined to be together. You are soulmates. I'm not trying to steal your man for myself. That's not how this works. You 2 are together, or 3 or 4. You're together. And I love you as a couple. I love your relationship, your meet cute, your banter. I love you together. That doesn't mean I just want that man, that fictional man, and or real life celebrities and stuff. I don't want you. I like you in your relationship. And this has nothing to do with my own relationship. I could have been single my entire life, and I am telling you that this would still remain the same, because I don't want you for me. I want you for you. And quite frankly, if you were interested in me instead, I would lose all respect and desire for you because you're a scumbag. How dare you leave them for me? I hate it. I hate it. I hate the term. Is it dumb of me to hate the term? Yeah, absolutely. Does it really annoy me? Yes, it does. I just think it's weird to be finding other readers and saying, that's my man. No, it's not. It's that other character's man. I don't understand. This is why I like the random men trying to do thirst traps for book talk do nothing for me. Because I'm like, none of it works. None of it works. I am not interested in being a fangirl. None of it works. Go away. I've truly never heard anyone else complain about that, but it has annoyed me since day one. And it just bothers me. And again, it's just like, I don't say it, but I feel a little bit of a reaction when other people say it. I'm just like, ugh. Last one. Feminism leaving my body over kink or possession or alpha or what have you. Listen. I can like for you to manhandle me, to throw me up against the wall and do my brains out. I can like for you to tell me all of the possessive, dirty, you belong to me, you're mine, this is mine, say it's mine, all of that. I can want you to tie me up and tell me I'm just blah, 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 blah. I don't care. None of that has to do with feminism leaving your body. None of it. I can absolutely, to my core, believe that I deserve equal rights with all the other humans on this planet, equal treatment with the other humans on this planet, and also like whatever kink I like. They are not crossing each other out. They are not mutually exclusive. If you have a man who is jealous and possessive of you and treats you amazingly well, and that dynamic works for you, that doesn't make you any less of a feminist. I can still want to be paid the same hourly wage, have the same benefits, have the same respect as random men on the street, have the same safety as random men on the street. And my relationship dynamic that I enjoy doesn't change any of that. The bedroom, for sure, doesn't change any of that. What you do sexually has nothing to do with your political or philosophical or social views. None of it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You can like to be dominated all day long in every aspect of your life and still be a feminist. Okay, I can't. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm just, every time, I'm like, that's not what that means. That's not what any of this means. So there you go. I think I ranted way too long. Let me know. Do you do these things? Do you hate these things? Does it not really bother you, but you could see how it would bother someone else? Is there something that you personally think maybe you're the only one, but oh, you hate it? You hate it? If you hear one more person say it, you might snap. I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.